Hey guys, it's me here, Nerdy Gertie, coming at you live. It still says the same session, I think. How does that work? Refreshing. Hold on. No, new session. Had to refresh. All right. Now it says I have 4 viewers. Who be viewing? All right. So where did we leave off last time? We went to the woods to talk to the druid. We got there. The druid was a wolf. He had the polypox disease, which means he couldn't transform back. Uh, we found potion stuff for him, turned him back, and now he is dwarf again. And he explained to us he probably got it from the Sturge that we defeated, who probably got it from a werewolf that might have been carrying it. Though a werewolf is a carrier, it is not actually affected by polypox. All that backstory is super important to the story, I feel. Oh, probably not. And with that, let's keep going. We come back to the tavern. We have some weird, trippy dreams about being a wolf, being attacked by bushes, and there was a third one that I forget. But then we head back to. We wake up. We get a message saying that the cleric is looking for us, but we also get a message saying that the mayor is looking for us. And that's where we're at. After you've eaten, you make your way once again to the town hall. As you make the trip, you feel like you're starting to see the rhythm of life here in Langston. You're seeing many of the same going to and coming from the market. Craftspeople of all kinds quietly go about their business. It's not for an undercurrent or fear seen in the occasional jump start or if not for an undercurrent of fear seen in the occasional jump start or a furtive look over your shoulder, Langston could be mistaken for any of the other sleepy towns that dot the land. But it's not. It's a place where killers walk the streets at night, beasts invade gardens by day, and druids are trapped within their own powers. And now, there's something else. 193. The mayor's aide is waiting for you at town hall. Ah, you're here, he says. The mayor has been waiting. Follow me, please. He leads you to the mayor's office and leaves without a word. The mayor looks up as you enter. Buttercup, his mastiff, maintains his position beside the desk. After a perfunctory greeting, Mayor Anathram says that she needs you to investigate a report of bandits in the region. Reports are coming in of 2 strangers that make citizens feel threatened, she says. Likewise, there are a number of farm animals missing. Also, other items of value. The arrival of these strangers is likely related. Maybelline's death could also be related to these strangers. I want you to investigate. Roll an insight check. Alright, I can do that. You know what? I'm going to use an inspiration. Insight. So rolling at advantage. Didn't need to, but let's do it. You realize that this is probably not related to the murder you are investigating and call the mayor out. It is unclear, she says, but some uncertainty shows around her deadpan state. But there is no evidence of their involvement. Yet still, I need you to find out for sure. You can either try to negotiate additional pay or accept the task as is. She already told us before that there was no additional pay earlier, very threateningly. Should we try, or should we just let it slide? Again, I'm looking to y'all. Mo money? This big orc is just going to kill us right here. Let's go for it. I do not normally negotiate with those I employ, she says. But if it will speed you along then you can have this. She pulls a coin purse from a desk drawer and tosses it to you. You don't say anything about how she had an additional fee ready. Add 30 gold to your inventory. Nice work. Nice work. 37. I expect that it's sufficient to continue doing your job you have agreed to do, she says. You agree. And ask what the mayor knows. Go to 232. Give me your map of Langston, Mayor Anithrim says with an outstretched hand. Once you hand it over, she uses the quill from her desk to circle an area around the area outside of town in the wooded areas to the north. I'm guessing somewhere up in this area. Maybe this thing? Search this area for the bandit camp and to remove them from the area, by force if necessary. This should be well within your abilities. She looks at you and points to the wooded area around the supposed camp. Use the forest paths. People are frightened of the murderer and the rumors of bandits. More strangers on the road could cause panic. You agree, but it's more of a reflex to the mayor's raw authority than a conscious agreement. You take the map and say goodbye. Before we leave, I want to go to the shop. Because I feel like we might need to be prepared. We could get another healing potion, which we already had to use on our first game. It's 25 gold. It's a bit pricey, but it's probably gonna be worth it. Yeah. Get another potion of healing. There's a Roll20 attachment? Wait, are you telling me that or are you asking me that? Oops, I forgot to remove it before. And that claw can go away. As for Twitch, or like this general store thing here. This general store is a screenshot that I added, if that's what you were talking about. So I just took a picture out of the story and put it in here. But what you can do in Twitch, you can actually just take a web browser and throw it up as you want. And actually, I need to adjust one. I need to adjust the chat because I'm losing the bottom line a little bit. Let's shrink it a little and drag it up. No, this is the adventure. No, it's a lot of manual work. Not as much as the regular campaigns. Regular campaigns take a lot more work out of it to get. These maps aren't as intricate. They're not, what, 96 cells long, as we're dealing with the Leviathan. But yeah. All right, taking a sip. Stretching a little. All right. Sliding forward a little. Describing everything I'm doing a little. All right. Heading north as if traveling to the nearby farmlands, you veer off the road into the woods to the east of the road. So probably heading north as you travel to the nearby farmlands. So you're kind of going. I'm betting it's that, whatever that is. Alright. Ah, what am I doing? Clear. Remove that. Click that. That's what I want to do. Close that. Close that. You pick your way through the woods. As you proceed, you keep an eye on the sun through the trees and clouds and seek out any of the landmarks you might see on the map. This part of the forest is quiet, but lacks the unnatural stillness of Roy's woods when he was sick. It's just a peaceful forest full of all the hums and twitters of a healthy, natural environment. A river burbles somewhere off to the west. If you weren't marching toward almost certain violence, it would be a very calming hike on a pleasant day. Go to 215. As you make your way through the woods, you come across a clearing ringed with old trees and thick, gnarled trunks. The birdsong is especially beautiful here, and the air smells of a heady mix of wildflowers and honey. Sitting in the center of the clearing on a stump, you see an unusual woman. Her skin is bright green, and her hair a tangle of leaves and moss. She hasn't seen you. Her whole attention on a robin resting in her outstretched hand as she laughs and twitters back to the little bird. You have found a dryad, a fey creature with a deep connection to the forest. That's a cool dryad photo. You can sneak past the dryad. You can make your presence known, or straight up attack the dryad. What are we doing? Trying to sneak past the dryad. Sounds good. You pass by the strange green woman entirely. Oh. Really? There was no check? You continue on towards the area marked as the camp on the map. It happened. It's done. Go to 204. Having left the Dryad's clearing behind, you make your way through the woods on your own, just trying to follow the directions on the map. It isn't as easy as you thought it would be, but you can see the trees thinning ahead, so this must be the place. Oh man, that probably wouldn't have been what Drinks in Motion would have done either. Probably wouldn't have tried to sneak. Darn it, didn't play to the character. But here's the question, would he sneak to the camp, or would he go in direct? Oh, she would, it's a she. She would go in directly. The camp isn't much, all told, and you probably wouldn't think anything of it just stumbling across the site on your own. A competent, but not impressive, fire pit is set up at the center of the clearing, though no kindling appears to be gathered for tonight. Charred bones from a variety of small animals and other less recognizable detritus litters the ground. Detritus? I don't know. I'm learning words today. There don't seem to be any tents, but two rough lean-tos have been constructed to presumably keep bedrolls dry in the event of rain. There is very little else that seems important in camp, though you can see an oilcloth bundle hanging in a tree to keep something off the ground and away from curious animals. It's tied to a tree trunk with a rough hemp rope. Roll an investigation check to search the camp for anything you may have missed. Investigation, how are we looking on investigation? -1. We'll use that inspiration. -1. What do we need to get? A 12. Come on, 12. 2 dice. Yes! 12 or more, go to 207. What do we find? Search through the bandit camp, starting with the oilcloth hung in the tree. A leather scroll case contains a rolled sheet of vellum. Examining the document, you see that it is a warrant made out to someone named Horace and Titch, the bandits named presumably. It offers hundreds of gold pieces in reward for information regarding the criminal location and thousands for her capture, dead or alive. The warrant is for the Wolf of the Road, who has an obviously orcish name you don't recognize. They are wanted for the killing of a constable in 3 Rivers. Not knowing what to make of this, you take the document with you until you can find out more. These bandits have clearly fallen on hard times, as their gear all seems tattered and in poor repair. It's likely that any valuables they might have are also kept on their persons. However, elsewhere in the clearing, you also find a smaller oilcloth rolled up and stuck into a deep knoll of a tree. In the second oilcloth, you manage to find an agate brooch worth 15 gold piece. Sweet. $15 GP. I'm rich. And disguised with some ash, there's a flimsy jeweled dagger worth 5 gold piece. Flimsy jeweled dagger. Did I write filmsy? I did. I think. I can't really read that. Ambiguous? I can, but it doesn't really look very good for... It's flimsy. Alright. That looks good. Leaving the rest of the bandits' junk, you note that the day is coming to an end soon, and you will need to hurry back to town to report to the mayor. They're short days. Your trip back into town is uneventful. As you walk, the roads are empty of other travelers, though that could also be explained by the quickly advancing nightfall. You keep your eyes on the tree line too, but no hungry wolves make another appearance either. No one wants to be caught outside after dark, with an unknown killer out there. By the time you make it back to Langston, the sun is nothing more than a faint blush on the western horizon, and stars are just speckling the sky overhead. It's later than you expected, but you feel that the warrant should be discussed immediately. As you arrive at the town hall, the sun is completely gone. The building is dark, but you run into the mayor's aide, locking up just as you arrive. "Oh, the mayor isn't here," he says in response to your question. "Though she does often stay into the night. She seemed distracted after receiving a sealed message earlier today. She wouldn't tell me what was in it, but she left shortly after." You let him know it's incredibly urgent and that you need to speak to Mayor Anathram right away. He gives you directions to her house and bids you a good night. As you approach the mayor's home, you see two shabbily dressed men lounging by the entrance of to her garden. One is tall and lean, with a sharp face that seems set in permanent grimace of contempt. So this must be Titch. The other, presumably Horace, has a smug smile on his face as he scratches idly at his protruding belly. Both wear equally mismatched clothing and piecemeal light armor, as if everything they have is scavenged from those even less fortunate than them. As you watch, the mayor approaches from the other direction. She stops to scowl at the two men. You see her hand stray toward her belt, as if reaching for a weapon. But she catches herself and stalks forward. The shorter of the pair waves and waggles his eyebrows. They greet each other, and not in a very friendly manner, though they are too far for you to hear specifics. After a brief exchange, they all go into the house together. Horace leads the way, while Titch takes up the rear. A moment after the door shuts, lamplight illuminates the front window. Ooh, these guys are jerks. Look at that gut. It looks like my gut, almost. Alright. You approach the house. The mayor's house is a large single-story home with a small neglected garden and a thick wooden door. Like the rest of town, it's built on a stone foundation with timber-framed walls. Lamps have been lit inside and glow through closed curtains. Despite the thickness of the door, however, you can clearly hear voices raised in anger inside. Do we listen, knock, attempt to force the door, or I don't think I have thieves' tools. I do not. So the question becomes, uh-oh, Nevin's back. The question comes, do we continue to listen? Do Do we knock or attempt to force the door? I'm a drunken master fighting monk. I kind of feel like attempting to force the door, but I don't have a very good strength, I don't think. Thoughts? Yeah. Keep listening. Nevin? Or are you just silently being a user? That's fine. I get it. Alright, we're going to keep listening. 188. The door is thick and the voices are obviously some distance from it. It's only because they're shouting that you can hear them at all. The shouted conversation is occasionally punctuated by the deep dark of Mayor Anathrem's guard dog. Roll a perception if you get perception check. Can I perceive things? I'm pretty good at perceiving. Let's see. 16 is better than 15. Sweet. Gain an inspiration. Alright. Despite loud barking, you can make out three voices. One is obviously the mayor demanding that the two men are One is obviously the mayor demanding what the two men are doing in Langston. The two men take turns speaking in slow, arrogant voices. You still can't make out everything they're saying. However, you just catch the words wolf, money, and find out. Okay? Now do we knock, or do we try to open by force? I think knocking would be more, come in there stumbling. That, I'm going to go with knock, because I also am weak. The voices go silent, and you wonder if anyone is coming. As you're considering other options, you hear the mayor's voice call out from the other side. Who's there? You answer that it's you, and ask if everything is all right. Silence again. Finally, the door unlocks, and the mayor's scowling face greets you. Excellent! I'm glad you could make it, she says. The most courteous you've ever heard her speak. Won't you please come in? Confused, you follow her into the front hall of her home. As soon as you step past the threshold, you see that the lean bandit is standing behind her with a dagger in the small of her back. Mayor Anathrem hardly seems to notice him. However, as she is both taller and much broader than him. Welcome to the party, he says to you, his sour mouth twisted into a wry smile. Come in and make yourself comfortable. Growing even more confused, you follow the mayor and the bandit into the house's parlor. The shorter, more portly bandit is also there, casually toying with a dagger and trying not to notice the enormous mastiff staring at him like a meal. Hey, as you were, folks, the broad bandit says, gesturing expansively, then pointing at you with his knife. Except you. Stand over by my companion there so we can keep an eye on you, eh? You look askance of the mayor, and she gives you a single small nod, and you do as you've been asked. Now in the parlor, you can see that the home is well appointed with comfortable furniture and a snug little kennel for the dog. The walls aren't bare and include a few oil paintings, some sconces for lamps, and other generic decorations expected from a person in the mayor's position. All of it is rather bland, however, as if she selected her surroundings based on someone else's taste. Except maybe the stained battle axe hanging over the mantel. A low fire is just getting going in the hearth. The two bandits are standing closer to you, between you and the mayor's position with her dog. The mayor is sitting in a dining room chair, one hand on her dog as if restraining him with her light touch. Both are still, but with a tightly coiled fury. You introduce yourself as an investigator finding the culprit behind the murder of a young woman. As you speak, the shorter, rounder bandit makes an elaborate show of listening and nodding. The taller, thinner one lounges against a wall, hand resting comfortably on a knife at his belt. "Did you have something to do with that?" the chubby asks sweetly. His compatriot chuckles and shrugs. "Maybe a pretty young lady found out your little secret while collecting berries in the woods, maybe? Or from a conversation in the market." You're starting to put everything together, but you look to the mayor for more. Mayor Anathram sits in stony-faced silence. Her eyes shift into the middle distance, but her dog continues its vigil of the room. "Well, I'm Horace, and this lean-looking lad is my good friend Titch," says the shorter of the pair, breaking the silence. "Your employer here, well, hells know what name she gave you, but we know her as the Wolf of the Road." He produces a wanted poster, clearly labeled the Three Rivers Constabulary. I don't know. There's an accurate image of Mayor Anathram on it, right down to the runes where her scars are now apparent. "So now your pet sleuth knows," says Titch to the mayor. "But if you don't open up the town coffers, or if we don't make it back to camp by morning, our friends back in camp are going to tell everyone in town your little secret. And we've got more proof like this." You take this opportunity to point out that neither are there any more conspirators back at camp, only the warrant, and that is somewhere safe. "I see," says the mayor. Her smile is far more unsettling than her scowl. Two bandits glance at each other, the blood draining from their faces. Mayor Anathram pats her enormous dog's head as it begins to growl. "Are we threatening them, or are we attacking?" I know the answer. What would Monk do? Oh. So he got paid to take care of the thieves. Oh, he's gonna go. He's just gonna go for the jugular. He's just gonna, or she. I'm sorry, she. She's gonna slash at the throat. So we're just gonna attack. You engage Titch, the quick, lean bandit nearest to you. Horace tries to help, but the mayor and Buttercup engage him. All right, here's Titch. Let's do this. First, get some battle music going. We're on item number 178. 178. Characters. Titch. So we were near the fireplace, I think. Go back here. Titch. And drinks in motion. Yeah, we were over near the fireplace, which is... That's the fireplace, I guess? Yeah. Dog and Scout there. Titch and I. Titch would probably be between me and the door. And... let's do initiative. Titch rolls a 6. Oh, that's beautiful. And I roll a... Let's get this going. Sort it. Drinks in motion. Let's start with my sword. Yeah, start with the sword. Normal attack. 15 hits its 11 armor class. Does 4 piercing. Bonus action. I'm going to swipe at an unarmed strike with my claws, which is not a button. I keep forgetting that. Four will not hit. Titch's turn. Oh god. Ah, you damn cat. Slashes at me. 6 is a miss. That's all he's got. My turn. I will slash my sword. 13 is a hit. 7. Oh, that was quick. If you reduce the damage to 0, go to 184. Alright. You overpower the bandit named Titch, and he falls to the ground. As you're about to finish him off, he holds up a feeble hand, and his eyes beg for mercy. His helplessness gives you a moment's pause. "Stop!" cries out Mayor Anathram. "I have caused enough death and destruction. I will see no more in this house." Horace throws his hands up, and drops his knife, while Buttercup snarls at him without advancing. The mayor is still standing still and imperious, but in the battle, she has pulled the aging battle axe off the wall. The weapon hangs ready at her side. Alright. Do we let him live? Or kill him anyways? I could see it going either way for the monk. Monk. I'm chaotic. Good. Live? Yeah, probably. Fine. You stay your hand and leave Titch trembling with fear on the ground. Horace raises his hands higher above his head. You look at the mayor one last time, and she nods. You command both Titch and Horace to be gone. Titch heaves himself to his feet as Horace sidles closer to him and you, on his way toward the door. You two, the mayor says, producing a full battle axe she was able to hide behind her leg. This is the only time I will spare you. If I ever see you again, I will end you. Uh, yes, yes, of course. Well, Mayor, uh, the horse stammers. He then looks straight at you. May see you around sometime, though. Uh, he tries to hide his fear with his smammy grin, but it's pure bravado. Titch beckons his squat partner to help him out of the two and the two leave carefully but quickly through the front door. Now that you're alone, you give Mayor Anathram the bounty. She reviews the letter, and Buttercup pads over to his kennel and lies down. Clearly, you're now on the safe list. Oh, good. Buttercup likes me. That's all that matters. I did not kill him, she says, and I do not know who did. He was alive when I escaped with Buttercup. Mayor Anathram actually sighs as she returns her old battle axe to the mantle. She explains that she was once the leader of a bandit crew for a time, turning to a life of crime after falling into the chasm between orc and human societies. It came to her as naturally as breathing, and she rose up to lead her own band. She went by the name Wolf of the Road because she led her pack of bandits to their next meal. They operated in the Three Rivers area, robbing caravans or travelers and raiding villages when wealthier travelers became scarce. I was a warrior once, she says, looking at her hands. But then I was just a thief. But when one of the resistance leaders was killed, a constable of Three Rivers and the whole area erupted into open conflict, thinking it was an assassination. In truth, it was Horace and Titch who had broken into his home and tried to threaten him into easing up on the band of thieves. They were overly enthusiastic and beat the man to death, tied to a chair in his own home. I was responsible, the mayor says. They were my men that murdered this man where he slept. But I refused to be responsible for the next one. I used the chaos of the unrest to escape. She took her bandits on an impossible raid of the invading force. While her crew was being overwhelmed, she just disappeared into the night to join the stream of refugees and found her way to Langston with Buttercup at her side. The people of Langston assumed she was a veteran. She never corrected them. She's lied about everything the whole time she's been in Langston. But she's determined to make things right. But Maybelline had found out, probably from Horace or Titch, visiting the market and stirring up trouble. I have changed. I was a warrior once, then a thief. But I was not a murderer. She paused to take a breath. Maybelline did not see it that way. We argued, the mayor says. She did not think someone with my past should be in my position. I disagreed and convinced her that I am better suited to protect Langston from threats. She sets her jaw and then looks up at you. You see tears shining in her eyes. I was wrong. The next night, something killed that girl. It was not me. A loud crack rings out, and you jump. Turning, you see that The source is Buttercup, who has just snapped what looks like the femur of a sheep in half and is licking out the marrow. God. And this is where we are now. We must conclude quickly before my town loses itself to fear. But I wish to show my thanks for your help. Please, let me offer you something from my previous life. So the mayor is offering you something to protect yourself or do some damage. Defense or offense? If it's armor, I won't be able to wear it. If it's a two-handed weapon, or if it's a, I mean, 50-50. What should I go with? Offense or defense? Defense. Defense it is. You say that you would like to be better protected from whatever is out there. Then take this, the mayor says, lifting an amulet off of her neck. This will protect you from all manner of beasts. It was helpful when I was training Buttercup to fight. She hands you the amulet, and Buttercup huffs for a moment before putting his huge head back down on his paws. Amulet of the Beast. Is that a regular item, or is that a special? Oh, that's a special. Add a handout. Edit. Lesser Amulet of the Beast. Oh, come on, stop doing that. Copy. Yeah, I know it's an excerpt. When attuned to this amulet, gain resistance to any natural attacks made by creatures with the beast type. This includes attacks made by shape changers in beast form. It does not include weapon or spell damage, which are both dealt normally. Anything made from a beast type. Alright, that's nice. Gee, I wonder if there's going to be any shape changes I'm going to have to deal with later. Alright. That's our Amulet of the Beast. Sweet. So tonight, I'm going to be attuning to us. So. Is that also an amulet? I'm going to like bling around my neck all over the place. Alright. Slip the amulet around your neck. You thank the mayor for the gift and ask if there's anything else you can do for her. No, she says. That will be all. I trust you to find your way out. It has been an exhausting day. She balls up the wanted poster and the warrant. She throws them into the low-burning fire and walks away without another word. But the poster rolls out of the flame before it catches. The door closes towards the back of the house. Buttercup remains to surreptitiously keep an eye on you while you... Do we take the poster and bounty? Or place both in the fire? Ooh. If I take it, fire. Okay. Makes sense. All right, and we get inspiration for that. Sweet. You make sure the mayor's secret stays safe and kick the wanted poster and warrant into the flame. As you watch the flames of the hearth consume the evidence of the mayor's past, you feel something wet and warm on your hand. You jerk your hand away. From what you see is Buttercup's face, specifically his tongue licking your palm. Oh, not only did we get good rapport with the mayor, we got good rapport with Buttercup, and that's all this game is about, really. Um, there is a picture early on. We're at 211. I'll show you the picture real quick. How to play, I think. There's Buttercup. If you are hit, roll a DC 11 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. Goodness, Buttercup. It's 211, I think. Yeah. You wipe your hand and back away from the huge dog moving towards the door. He follows, but only as far as his mat, where he flops down again and closes his eyes. Where would his mat? Let's find his mat. This adorable dog. Is it that? That's his mat right there. Yep, there's his food and water. It's 2 squares. My goodness, that dog's spoiled. 10-foot mat. Go to the inn for the night. It's late by the time you're leaving the mayor's home. The streets of Langston are completely empty, but the lamps are lit at least. As you make your way back to the Pickled Hen, you scan the rooftops and alleys for any return of the creature you saw the other night. You see nothing, and do not feel as if you are being watched. In fact, it's quiet and pleasant night after the hectic events of the day. The only sounds in the night are hidden crickets chirping and a single long, low howl from somewhere to the east. When you arrive at your room, a tray of dinner that has long gone cold waits for you, and you eat it without really tasting it. Finally, you climb into bed for some much-needed rest, only vaguely aware of another howl in the night as you fall asleep. 236. Oh. 230. All right. That is a good stopping point for session number 4. I think 4. Yeah, 4. Sweet. Let's go back to here. That's already done. Whew, that was another good one. That bonus action really changes combat. Being able to punch twice or hit twice. And pause the music. Yeah, I hope you guys had fun tonight. Got 2 sessions in. Um, got a few more followers. That's all that matters. Um, that's not all that matters. Matters that I had fun, and that maybe hopefully you guys had fun. Um, oh, glad you liked it. Now that I got a couple of these sessions in, I've got 3 days to finish prepping for Friday. You ready to maybe potentially finish the Leviathan? Yeah, me too. All right, I'm gonna go because it is. I should not stare at a screen for a little bit. So I'm gonna go into the other room with my tablet and watch some TV and stare at 2 screens. Well, technically I got 4 right here, so I'll be cutting it back to only 2. All right. Um, with that, I will talk to you later and uh, tell your friends, tell everybody. I'm gonna be the next Roll 20 or Critical Role. I mean, yeah, but just a solo. I'm gonna be the solo adventuring of Critical Role. I want Loot Crate to sponsor me. That's what I'm getting at. No, that's not what I want. Is it? I don't know. I want to have fun, and I'm having fun. So, with that, before I keep rambling on, I'll talk to you later.